I've tried everything. I'm not a massive believer in like breakfast, lunch and dinner.
It's very scientific, all of this stuff.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Common misconception here.
Oh, I love it. 'Cause do you know why I love it? It sounds like a hack.
You ever done a test? When you do a test or an exam as a kid, you come out starving. Calories. It's just about calories.
Would you make exceptions for that?
No. This is why I don't trust it. Why?
Do you see how serious Dan got then?
Disgusted.
I wouldn't look in the mirror for hours.
Don't look at me.
Dan, welcome back, mate. This is now episode 8 of Ask the Coach. Can you believe it? It's episode 8.
I actually thought it was 7.
Really?
Yes.
Well, 7 had 2 parts.
Yes, it did, yeah.
So this is technically...
That is true.
I guess it's 9, but we're going to call it 8 because actually 7 is 7 and 7.5.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Is that fair?
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Cool. Now, this one's all based on nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
This has been asked for by your athletes, but also our viewers. So people want to know how to dial in for race day, but also how to manage their nutrition generally as an athlete. So what's your background with nutrition? How did you become educated yourself? And then we'll get into...
Oh, man, I've tried everything. Everything.
Tried it all.
I've tried everything. I was keto for a bit.
We talked about keto.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we talked about vegan.
Vegan. I was keto. I've been vegan.
Yeah.
I have tried every single, like, popular, sporty diet. But not just that, like, ad hoc. I've based it on... So, like, there's a guy called Ben Greenfield. He's got a huge podcast, amazing in America. And he was huge on keto. He did Ironman as a keto.
Isn't that using fat energy?
Yeah, so technically it's ketosis, and I'm doing my PhD is based on ketones because you can drink them now.
Okay.
So it's made it easier effectively. But effectively the deal is you got to eat high fats, lots of proteins, and then because there are more calories in fat.
Yes.
So as long as your body can utilize them and use them, you can fuel yourself forever.
I always thought that the body's use of fat was a slow energy system versus glucose, which is a high energy system.
When you say, so it's not a high, yes and no, because actually it's when tends to be when your heart rate is higher. Mm-hmm. So when you say high, you mean like going quicker?
Yeah, for fast and high intense exercise. Yeah. I thought glucose was the best energy source.
It's the only thing you can use.
Okay.
Yeah. So whereas it has to be a lower percentage of your maximal to utilize fats. But even when you're, common misconception here, even when you're utilizing fat, you have to utilize carbohydrates at the same time.
Yes.
You can never be 100% fat burning.
That's my question about the ketosis thing then.
We have covered probably every topic. That's the end of the podcast.
Well, just to pick the bones of ketosis, because so what you're saying is it would only work for lower heart rate activity.
Yes.
Okay.
100% wouldn't work.
Why would that work for you then?
It was working for others, so I used it.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Because it feels like you're putting a...
Yeah, no, definitely. But, well, if you think about longer distance training, you do a lot slower. So effectively, if you are... Well, there are other theories out there, and I'm also trying to prove it with ketones, is that you can utilize ketones as glycogen sparing. So it doesn't replace it, but it spares your glycogen stores. So, and I have noticed I use my hands a lot, so I'm sorry if you're not watching and you're just...
I'm exactly the same, by the way.
I've noticed that. So effectively you will burn ketones at points you may have made previously without ketosis or without ketone esters have burned glycogen. So it spares it, doesn't replace it, it spares it.
Okay. So
the word sparing is quite common in literature.
I think I like it because it means it's more for later.
Yeah,
right?
Sort of like that. Yeah, basically means you can. So I remember proposing my study, and my supervisor now effectively said, there's no point doing 5K because I was going to do 5K trials, and he basically said, well, there's no point because you're going to be in glycolysis, and actually you're going to end up using the lactate shuttle system. The lactate shuttle system is where your body utilizes lactate as a fuel. It loves it. I think we might have previously mentioned this.
Yeah.
And go back to
some people
podcasts.
are better at it than others.
Yeah. And so effectively he said there's no point using ketones. However, people are trying to disprove that and say yes and no, because if you've got them in your system and your body can utilize fats at some point, it is sparing some of your glycogen. It hasn't been 100% proven yet.
Okay.
But that is the theory. But that's ketosis effectively is you will be better. You'll be able to eventually go faster. So if you adopt your body to ketosis, let's just pull it into perspective. You are cycling at, let's call it power, you're cycling at 200 watts 6 months ago in ketosis, and now you can do that at 220 watts, let's say your heart rate's a bit lower, in ketosis. So effectively you've improved your fat utilization and you can now go quicker.
Okay.
And that will mean you're not burning glycogen and you can save it for later on.
So you're basically accessing two different energy systems to allow endurance to be...
Fuels.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
to be confused.
Yeah, no, but it's you're fueling basically you're fueling ATP. You can only fuel ATP with fats at a lower level.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That makes
ATP
sense.
just means you go forward, basically.
It's just, I think for lots of people, they're at a place when they begin their exercise, they're already in a glycolysis quite early on.
Yeah, that's
I'm
definitely right, yeah.
Thinking of myself.
Thinking
But
of
I'm thinking about that's it's got to be relatable for other people, right? So
yeah.
I can't imagine that I'd be in a steady state for very long.
No, but you are, because like, don't forget, people's borderline is a little bit different. And,
Yeah, okay.
You know, and you have to sort of dive into it a little bit more to know exactly. You can do tests where you literally put a mask on and it tends to tell you where your fat burning stops.
Interesting. How?
Just from oxygen, just from the breathing.
It can tell.
It's from your breath, yeah, from your breathing.
Brilliant.
Your
Okay.
oxygen exchange.
This podcast is brought to you by A1 Physique. Now, all throughout these episodes, you'll hear Coach Dan and myself talk about the importance of recovery for your training. Nothing better than collagen for instant recovery from really intense workouts. Ligaments, tendons need repair. And by encompassing this in a morning daily coffee, it becomes the easiest supplement to add into your daily routine. Available from our website, free shipping, and each cup is giving you 21 grams of that nourishing collagen protein coffee. Perfect for athlete recovery and endorsed by Coach Dan himself.
Yeah.
It's very scientific, all of this.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
So you've done ketosis, you've done veganism.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you now? What's kind of the journey been?
There's no hack.
Oh,
Yeah, there's no hack. You just calories.
just stop watching now.
Yeah,
guys.
just
It's
it now. It's the end,
that's
of,
it,
the end
yeah.
of the podcast. Truthfully, now is there are specific things you need to do
Okay.
to be optimal.
So like pillars of your diet.
Yes.
Okay.
Good pillars of your diet.
Yeah.
That's great. They are pillars of your diet that you have to do. Because if you don't, the building will fall down.
And this is based on day to day.
Yeah.
Day to day.
Day to day. Yeah. Week to week. Month to month.
Does it change profoundly when you get to proximity of race?
Yeah. Very close to a race. Yes.
Okay.
I would say so.
So before we get to that then, do you want to talk a little bit about those pillars? And what,
Yeah, it's quite, I mean, I guess it's quite broad, but effectively it's before and after
Yeah.
is critical.
okay.
You know, like many a time people will do a workout and they'll be like, haven't eaten for 4 hours, really struggled.
Clearly. You're going to.
Clearly. Yeah, I mean, you might not, you know, you might get away with it. You might have available energy, but there tends to be that you haven't been sat down for 4 hours. You tend to be at work. Most people are at work for those 4 hours.
Using energy stores.
Utilising energy stores. I don't know what they're doing. They could be a builder.
A labourer.
A labourer. They could be a painter. They could be. People do have sit-down jobs as well. But if you are a builder, you're burning way more calories.
I sit down at my job,
Yeah.
but I'm still knackered by the time
Yeah, and it's meant your brain runs on glucose.
Okay.
There is a really famous line in and it cracks me up every time. It is in The Stuntman. Stuntman? No, it's Ryan Gosling movie. It's quite recent, and he's really lean in it. The villain's really lean in it,
Okay.
and he's making silly decisions, and he's just like da-da-da-da-da, and he goes, "Your brain runs on glucose." He's like trying to basically say, like, he goes, "Eat some carbs. Your brain runs on glucose," and there's like memes have been made of it and stuff.
Okay.
And it's effectively at work if you are not fueling your body. And I'm not saying you need to eat like sweets and everything, but you still need glucose because your brain uses glucose to function. You know, especially if you ever done a test, when you do a test or an exam as a kid and you come out starving. Do you remember that?
As a kid, I was always starving.
I knew that was coming.
It's difficult for me.
I was always starving.
You walked
set
me
you
up to it, yeah.
But when you do an exam or an interview,
I could take, definitely.
or like even something like that, and you are like, you come out and you're like, oh my God, I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
That's the kind of
Makes you feel better now that why I'm absolutely starving at 5 p.m. when I'm finished. You enjoyed that, didn't you?
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
We had different childhoods. Dan.
We did. No, I used to eat a lot. I was a good eater.
Yeah,
I hate that word.
I was an overeater. Slightly different. Yeah. If I could have managed ketosis, mate, I'd have smashed it. Plenty of fat stores. Plenty.
Yeah. I'd go for hours.
Yeah, honestly, mate. I could have been Iron Man 2.0. I could have done 2 Iron Men.
So anyway, so before and after, really important. So if you haven't eaten for a while, having a snack, I don't know, 200 calories, some carbs in there, really simple. Simpler you get to the exercise, the better. And then after, classically, carbs before, protein after. That's the classic.
Yeah, because that's energy and then recovery.
Yeah, but that's instantly after. And then you still need to then replenish the glycogen you've burned.
Of course.
You need to. I was literally explaining it to an athlete this week. You've got to see your glycogen stores as almost like a cup of water. Literally, like it comes down. You want them up here the whole time,
like a petrol tank as well, I guess.
So, yeah, like a petrol tank. Literally, keep it high. Yeah. So if your exercise is, so the next one. So before and after.
Yep.
During.
Ooh, depends on the intensity, right?
Yes. So it might be that if you have a 45-minute run, you'd be fine, but don't neglect fueling after. Important. But if it's, let's say, 75 minutes and over, there's a chance you might need to fuel during. Okay. But you're only fueling during to then keep things high, so your recovery is easier and you're not depleting your glycogen stores a lot. So then, if you fuel during, whether it's a swim, a ride, a gym session, I don't even care. If you watch some Eddie Hall videos, the guy literally eats like Eddie Hall's a famous lifter.
Oh, no.
His YouTube's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen him eat like packs of ham during. And it's like, no,
I'm thinking gel, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, maybe not a gel for Eddie Hall because it's a slightly slow. So you could have like a bar or a flapjack, keep carbohydrates going. But that's old school, isn't it?
Yeah.
Calories. He's just about calories. Just calories are king for him.
I just want anything physical if I was running or
like
cycling.
literally, I watched him eat like a Tesco's finest pack of ham. Like, what is that all about?
He's a unique guy.
He is a unique guy. So effectively, it's keep your glycogen high during. And what that does then is it means when you're finished, you're not starving.
Okay.
So like if you're at work, so you go to work, I don't know, you go to work all day. So you get up, it's here. Well, or maybe not. You might have trained the night before, so it might not be quite full. You go to work, it comes to here. Okay, you're driving up, you walk home, comes to here, and then you go to run, it's like, you've not got a lot left.
Yeah, it's gone.
So you could eat something before, eat something during, and then you recover after. So it's all about keeping them as high as possible. So it's like a petrol tank.
So you've got kind of very specific views on, before, during, after.
Yeah.
But like day to day, can you give us an idea of like what a diet would look like? People are expecting you to say like, have your steak, your rice, your pizza.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
So you've got before and after, during, and then I guess 2 more pillars would be like I'd say what's really important would be like calories. So making sure you never go under the calories within reason that you burn. So making sure you are always optimizing that petrol tank and it's never going too low. Okay. Really important. That's
I suppose we
critical.
could think about it more than as like an overdraft, because you can't go under your petrol tank, but you could go into an overdraft.
Yeah, you could, yeah.
And you start accruing interest.
Well, you can't really go over, can you? Because technically what happens when you go over is you just store it.
It goes in your savings account.
Well, it goes into fat, doesn't it?
What?
Yeah, so if that's a savings account, then
we're digging around for a metaphor here.
Metaphor, yeah. Effectively, you store it as fat.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
You don't want that.
Well, yeah, it depends what you're doing, And we're not here to judge anyone on diet, etc., and lifestyle, but effectively, that's what happens.
Okay.
So that's important, like having the right amount of calories, because under calories then can lead to being low in things. So your body's vitamins and minerals, etc. I don't know, vitamin B, D's, etc. Things that come down, calcium, and then you start going down the road of injuries. Because if your muscles cannot get all the nutrients and everything they need, then what's going to happen?
But those calories, Dan, could they be a bag of chips, or do I need to? Do you see my point?
I do, yeah. So effectively, making sure those calories are good is even more important. Mm-hmm. So effectively, then you got the other pillar of, like, I guess, nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not a massive believer in like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh,
yeah,
controversial, Dan.
A little bit. It's just like I do believe. Like I don't know where it came from. Where did it come from?
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
What's the origins of breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I've sort of Googled it before, and it's kind of like just like I do believe that there's something to do with the war, and they wanted people to be like they wanted people to have a lot of nutrients because they were busy and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, where did breakfast, lunch, and dinner come from? Effectively, it's before work, during work, and after work, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's before, during, and after.
You got a theory
Mate,
here, Dan.
and what did people used to do in the olden days? They didn't used to sit at desks on the computers with AI.
They were flat out.
They're flat out in the mines.
Working in warehouses or
Before,
factories or
during,
whatever.
and after.
Okay. Important.
So, yeah. So, same sort of thing. However, obviously, now we can utilise food is available always.
Yeah, it's abundant.
And I mean, people who listen to this podcast might not be people who train. They could just be anyone. They might just enjoy listening to two people babble on about stuff.
Find that hard to believe.
And me. So we're probably better off gearing it towards people who train. So effectively, you are then trying to eat around your demands of training. So if you do 2 sessions a day, that then becomes, obviously, classically, it's going to be in the mornings and in the evenings you're going to train.
If you've got a job, that's going to work best. Yeah.
So I would never look at it as breakfast, lunch and dinner. I would always look at it as before and during and after. Do you need to eat during? Maybe not. If it's less than 90 minutes, you probably don't. I don't know. Let's just say you're doing a swim in the morning for an hour and a run in the evening for an hour.
Bit of a funny looking in swim pool getting a sandwich out, isn't it?
You're getting a sandwich out, yeah. Maybe not gel. I do think some people swim a lot.
And they have gels. I've never seen it.
Yeah, but then it depends on how far they're swimming.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, you got to think, if you're in the pool for 90 minutes, why would you not actually utilise the fact that you do stop quite a bit in the pool?
And you could just easily get a gel in, yeah.
Carbs in your bottle. Now they do liquid carbs. Very simple. Just keeping topped up, keeping the quality of the session. All this is geared around keeping the quality of the session.
Yeah.
So
appreciate that.
Before, if you get up early, never train fasted. It's hard, isn't it?
It's hard.
It's really hard.
Because I love a fasted train.
Yeah.
Because
you think you're burning fat.
Look, Dan, there's going to be people that relate to this, right? So I
agree.
I suspect, so I've met your athletes, right? I suspect lots of people started their journey as a weight loss journey.
Yeah, fair.
And then they've become addicted, like I did, to the thrill of exercise.
Don't like the word addicted. You've become passionate.
Okay, become passionate.
An addiction is normally a bad thing.
I don't think so.
I don't
Not
know.
always. Depends what you characterise as addiction. I think
I reckon if we Googled addiction, it's like a pathological something to not stop doing something no matter what.
Well,
the last time I checked, someone who was, I won't use, I don't know, addicted to gambling was not a good thing.
Well, guess what I'm saying. So if your addiction is negative on your life, it's a bad addiction. If your addiction is good on your life.
I feel like any addiction is bad on your life because you're addicted to it.
Right, we're going to stop there then. I'm going to go, right. So they started their journey as a weight loss journey.
Yep.
And then now they've become,
enjoying running.
Yeah, they enjoy the training and want to get better.
Yeah.
So the sort of mindset of training fasted is like, well, that's moving me closer to my goal of weight loss.
Yeah.
Because I'm not putting calories in.
Yeah, fair.
So I've got more of a calorie deficit.
Yes.
So, and I do think that I'm a bit of an evening eater.
Yeah.
And again, so anyone that sort of can reconcile with that process.
Yeah. End of the day.
So you wake up with quite a good glycogen store, actually.
Yeah.
So would you make exceptions for that?
No.
Thanks, Dan.
It's all right. I understand the process. I used to train fasted all the time.
Okay.
But effectively, your body... So overnight, you replenish your glycogen stores that you lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what happens if you don't eat enough?
I always eat enough. Dan, I won't let you down.
Sensing a theme here. But what happens if you don't?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so your glycogen stores are lower.
But if you feel like it's good enough, could I just have half a banana? Well, that's suffice.
Oh, no. I'm not saying eat a meal. I'd never eat a meal before I train in the morning.
You always eat
something. I'll always have a coffee, and it could even be like, I don't know, a couple of biscuits or something.
I've got into the habit of having
A1.
the collagen coffee.
I mean, why would you not? So there's a guy I coach, I can name it, Jamie, mate, swears by it because he's just getting protein on board.
Yeah. It's easy to think of. I find it's sufficient caffeine.
Yeah.
But it's also immediately there for recovery.
Yeah.
So, because I don't feel like I need the food sometimes, especially if it's just a zone 2.
People do fear protein before, but there's different forms of protein before.
Yeah.
Like, don't eat a chicken breast 10 minutes before you're about to do a run.
Yeah, because you've got to physically digest that.
Yeah, and it's slow, Yeah. So there are different times. I've actually started having clear whey.
Really?
Yeah, in the morning. So I tend to have a salt tab.
Yeah.
A vitamin C tab. And now I've started putting a little scoop of clear whey in.
Okay.
And just to say, my heart rate has been lower and lower every day this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Honestly, mate, it could be something in this. But effectively, I think it's just because then I just might be getting a little bit more protein in my day.
Yeah.
Which is never a bad thing.
Okay.
So, yes, what we're saying is don't train fasted because effectively your body doesn't necessarily enjoy it because you're dragging your... Well, one, it doesn't burn any more fat because it's the effort that burns fat, your intensity that burns fat, not the not eating.
We just see it as I'm speaking for people here, but we see it as like if I just eat after for recovery and not before, it's less calories.
But no, because you could have the same calories, you just got to not eat as much after. So
requires discipline.
Yeah, no, it requires just a slight mental shift.
Okay.
So you've got to shift around the fact that it's not about training for food ever. It's about using food as a tool to support your training in life.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that's the only thing you can do. Like you have to have, let's just say you're used to having 600 calories after. Have 400 and have 200 before.
Really good advice.
Yeah. Like it's the simplest way.
And the simplest carb possible, banana, bagel, that kind of stuff.
Maybe not bagel because it's quite dense in it, but some people can. I can't. Yeah,
I can.
Oh yeah, perfect then. Yeah. But it's each to their own, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so some kind of simple carb before, and then you're split. So it's training again. It's that shift. So we had that training session in the morning. We got little calories before, and then we got calories after. Okay. Then effectively, you've got this evening session. So you've got to work out effectively. If you really want to dial in, how many calories you're going to burn in a day? So let's just give them 3,000.
Yeah, I would say so.
Let's say 3,000. So effectively, it doesn't really matter how you get those 3,000 calories in. As long as you have that bit before, meal after, technically your glycogen stores are starting to be topped up. I'm not a massive fan of a middle of the day meal because you get a hell of a slump.
Oh yeah.
It's big.
Yeah.
So I'm more of this means I've got to get in about 1,000 calories through the day. How I do that doesn't really matter.
I suppose the meal allows you to control the quality of that food a little bit because if it's all processed stuff that you're able to grab and go.
Yeah, but what's the difference between having, I don't know, a chicken wrap at 11 a.m. and a chicken wrap at 2 p.m. instead of having two at once?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, it might be, you could, I don't, unless you are, I don't know. I don't know anyone who can't eat a chicken wrap in 5 minutes and then another one in 5 minutes. There's no job in the world really. Maybe if you're a deep sea diver and you're down there for 3 hours.
Comment if you've got a job where you can't eat a chicken wrap in 5 minutes. Yeah. Let us know.
But do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I do.
The principle's there. That I'd never eat everything all at once. Your body isn't in a big enough like glycogen deficit to require a massive boost of glycogen. So
the 1,000 calorie meal at lunch is dead in Dan's eyes.
In my eyes, because you are you want more after because your glycogen is lower. Okay. There is no need for that massive meal because your body goes, where are we putting this?
Okay, and I definitely feel a tangible energy decline after because your body's got to deal with all that.
Yeah, which is fair, isn't it? And I imagine a lot of people relate to this.
Yeah.
So and I get it. A lot of jobs have a lunch break. And I do understand that. And if you're not sat there in the canteen or whatever eating a massive meal, then that's fine. But it depends what you're trying to do. It depends where you're trying to get.
How serious are you about your goals, yeah?
Well, yeah, and I don't think it's a massive difference eating 2 smaller meals instead of 1 big meal.
I have worked in places where having a snack at your desk is frowned upon.
Yeah, exactly.
Challenging.
But then you just say, get over it.
So if you have a problem with your boss, guys, Dan's going to make the call for you.
Yeah, just say, send them my way and say they're trying to make it as an age group athlete.
Yeah, in a duathlon. Yeah. Or whatever it is.
But if you can, spread those calories through the day because you are working, you are using glycogen, but you don't need to necessarily top it up with a big dose of it.
Okay.
And then, again, it becomes pre and post the workout in the evening. And yes, in the evening, you might have not had chance to completely top those glycogen stores up. So yeah, in the evening, you can have more. But truthfully, the best thing is to have more through the day and less in the evening, because if you have less in the evening, it does normally result in better sleep.
I've always read that the proximity of which you eat your last meal to your sleep affects sleep quality.
Yeah.
So I've tried to always give myself a couple of hours before.
Yeah. So like pillars, we've got the before and after.
Yep.
The during, the
hitting the calorie number.
Hitting the calorie number, and then effectively it's the timing of your meals through the day.
Relative to sleep pattern as well.
Yeah. Those, like, I'd say that's really important.
That's how you smash it.
See it as eating for in and around your training, not necessarily training for food. Training for food is dangerous.
So don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's like, after a race, I guess eat what you want, because you've raced, whatever.
Food for training.
Yeah, but it's fuel your training. That is the shift. Calories are king, effectively.
Yeah, okay.
It is. The saying goes, effectively, without calories, there is no velocity.
Yeah, I remember you gave me this. Yeah, before.
Yeah, we said it before.
Yeah,
effectively, there is no power without calories, and there is no velocity without power. Basically,
yes. That's it. I think you know.
Yeah. So it's basically you need to eat to go forwards.
Good.
It's not my saying. It's another really good coach, but it's so true.
If I just put Coach Dan quote,
yeah,
you own it.
If he doesn't, I mean, if I copyright it,
we'll just add a few extra words in.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Good.
A couple of extra exclamation marks or something. But yeah, that's in my mind how I've managed to move away from fads
and just have a very core
and
structure.
I am a big fan of finding what's best for you. So, like, truthfully, if I'm really on it, I'll avoid gluten a little bit. I'll avoid dairy a little bit because they are more sensitive.
Yeah, things that are going to cause upset.
Exactly. So if you're being really you're like, oh, I've got a race in 6 weeks, I'm going to tune my diet a little bit. I'm going to avoid Coca-Cola because it's full of nonsense. I'm going to avoid processed foods, like, I don't know, meal deals are convenience, but they've got a lot of stuff in them. We were talking about this morning at swimming, and we were just saying about how, convenient food, you turn it round, you can't pronounce half of the ingredients. That's bad.
It's not great.
It's not great, is it?
No.
But I understand, and I'm not saying don't have them. I'm just saying if you want to be that little bit better, you cut those sort of things out and prep.
Because you can control.
But I'm not a dictator on the prepping thing. I'm not good at prepping. I'm really bad at it. Like, I won't prep meals through the day.
Even I prep my meals.
Yeah, see, I'm not great with stuff like that. So, but I will then actively, just if I'm out and about, seek out things that are better.
Yeah.
Like grabbing a bag of almonds isn't difficult.
True, and there's a control measure there because you know what's in it.
Yeah, exactly. It's an almond. There's not really too many bad things in an almond. I'm probably going to get ridiculed. Now I love almonds.
Well, peanut's not a real nut, remember?
This is true.
It's a what?
Lagoon or something? A lagoon?
Brilliant. Every day's a school day for me. Dan, I really want to talk about race day. So we talked about the pillars that you need to control to be a day-to-day brilliant athlete. People are going to want to know what the differences are when they dial into race day. But I put together a list of supplements that I think get a lot of press. But I don't want a long answer from you, Dan. I want a quick fire. Yes or no.
What is the first thing that comes to my head?
Just say yes or no, basically.
Yes
or give us a view of how good it is, but really quickly.
Ready.
And if you say anything controversial, I'm going to come back to it.
Okay,
basically.
sounds good.
Okay, are you ready?
Yep, ready.
So, supplements for race day: beetroot juice,
Yes.
creatine,
Yes.
bicarbonate.
Mixed.
We'll come back to that. Ketone esters,
Yes.
electrolytes,
100%.
collagen,
Yes.
rhodiola.
No.
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 Yeah, interesting. Okay. So we'll go back to bicarbonate then, Dan.
Yeah, okay.
Why?
It's controversial, though,
I
because everyone loves it.
love it. 'Cause do you know why I love it? It sounds like a hack. Let's get it.
Yeah. Like it, but you've literally summed it up, haven't you, right there?
I saw, so in my world, High Rocks, right?
Yeah, fair. I bet it's big and hot. Yeah.
Hunter McIntyre
Swears by
by it. He
Literally.
said, don't do it too close because you could end up with a code brown. Be
No,
careful.
do you know what? The best thing I've heard him say?
Go on.
You haven't tried bicarb properly unless you've shit yourself a few times. Literally, like the limits. He pushes it. He swears by the stuff.
I love that idea. I just haven't had the
balls to do it.
I was going to say the gonads. That's right. I just don't know. So.
This is why. Yes and no. Like, truthfully, it's one of the most studied supplements in the world.
Really?
Like, yeah, right up there with caffeine. It's been around for forever. It's been around for, 30 years.
Do you think all the pros are using it?
No. Some are. But Lots don't.
Okay.
Because it'll be gone in 5 years.
Doesn't
Less.
it buffer the lactate?
Buffers lactate.
Not lactic acid.
Yeah, not lactic
Not to
acid.
be confused.
Which they do say that a lot.
I've
so
seen
I
it.
literally, there is a bicarb company which I will not mention, and then hopefully they listen to this, which they probably won't. But in one of their Instagram reels, they talk about lactic acid. This is why I don't trust it. Why?
Do you see how serious Dan got then?
How can you trust something when the person talking about it doesn't know the science behind it?
Yes, I agree 1,000%.
I'm like, okay, fair, it might work. That's sound, but I know that what you've said is wrong. So why should I use it?
Yeah, you've lost me already because you haven't nailed the science.
Yeah. So if you don't know the science behind it, what are you doing then? You're just a face with the supplement, which bicarb does work. It does.
Do you use it? Have you ever used it?
No, it doesn't bother me because effectively it's a 1%er, which if it goes wrong is a bad 1%er.
You only think it's 1%?
Less. It's a 1%er, but it's less.
So
if you read every study out there, you could literally go on Google Scholar and search bicarb.
Okay.
And there would be, I don't know, 100 different studies or peer review things about it in there mixed. But the problem is people also forget that it's sodium bicarbonate.
Salt.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of it.
So don't do it too much.
Well, what's the limit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? And they're like, well, utilize it, use it, and practice with it, which is fair enough if you've got a lot of time to mess it up and do it right, which is great. Because some people will do that and they'll invest in it, but some people won't. And they'll just take it.
And it's dangerous.
It's not dangerous. They can't kill herself. But literally, I had a conversation with a really good friend that it's literally given him SRT. It's basically it's giving him like heart arrhythmia.
Whoa.
Yeah, because of the amounts of salt.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that on its own, but that has kick-started it. Heart arrhythmia. I'm sure it's heart arrhythmia. Yeah. Yeah.
So why do you think someone like Hunter McIntyre is so passionate about using it if it's
Probably
only 1%?
Probably gets paid to talk.
I didn't recognise that he said a brand. I just thought, because in my eyes, something that buffers...
Have you ever listened to a Hunter McIntyre podcast video?
Yeah.
Yeah, your response instantly there tells me you're not that keen. He's a great guy and an amazing athlete, but his science behind his actual training is so out there. Like, it's not even out there. It just doesn't make any sense.
Okay, yeah.
Like, he was on a podcast with a really famous podcaster called Dan Plew, who's a really famous scientist, and Dan was asking him questions, and he was like, I think for his response to some things was basically like, you just got to go and do it, man.
Okay.
And it's like, that's good science.
Yeah, bro science.
Bro science. It
Nice.
was literally bro science. And he's a great athlete, and I actually really enjoy listening to him. I really enjoy watching
He's
him.
a rambler, but it's funny.
Yes. He fit in well with us.
I don't know if you're free.
And like, if we had him in it, like, it would be amazing. And I would give him so much credit because he's one of those people where if you've achieved so much in the world of sport across so many different sports, you can't but credit someone.
Absolutely.
But then when they're talking about the sciencey bits, it's like, okay, that's fair, but I'm not necessarily going to take your word for it.
Okay.
Because, like, yeah.
So bicarb is out in Coach Dan's eyes.
I wouldn't use it or
Endorse it? Like,
or prescribe it for someone. However, I wouldn't necessarily stop them from using it if they were going to take the time to use it properly. However, like I said, the worry is the amount of sodium you take on board, because if you're also then taking electrolytes, you're preloading on sodium. People don't think about these things.
Oh, so it's a compounding
Yeah,
factor.
so you could end up with a hell of a amount of sodium in there.
And salt's got some bad press.
Yeah, well, more like the fact that it just ruins your gut, and it's not great for, like, sodium is really important. But if you're taking massive, like, big amounts of it, then it's going to, like, you don't need those electrolytes, etc. But then it's also going to dehydrate you. So people are claiming that it also helps for longer distance stuff.
Yeah.
There's no real science out there for that.
Okay.
There is no science out there for that. Like, none.
So really, it's that
It's
short,
always done on, like,
stuff.
5K trials, 1,000 meter rowing trials, 4K bike trials. And it does buffer some stuff, but it could be placebo. We don't really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I won't be ordering any of mine anytime soon.
We are not getting a bicarb sponsor now.
That's dead now.
That's one gone.
Rhodiola, you said no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
What's the science behind it?
It's just an adaptogen, right,
Yeah,
for stress.
like CBD. So how good was CBD 3-4 years ago? It was everywhere. Pre-COVID, CBD was everything. Gummies, chews.
It was.
Yeah, everywhere. Where is it now?
It would never be on my radar, but I thought it was a pain relief thing.
Wow.
Whereas I thought this was more of an adaptogen for like...
Yeah, but it's a similar kind of concept, isn't
Okay.
it? Yeah, same sort of concept. Someone's done something that helps.
Okay, so I didn't want to ruin your
first bit of silence.
I didn't want to ruin your flow, mate. I was just looking at my quickfire going, okay, you said yes to everything else, so that's boring.
Yeah, that's boring.
When it comes to sort of race day stuff then, when do you start to dial it in? So you mentioned earlier up to 6 weeks.
Wow, that's like a mental shift into like cleaning things up.
Okay.
Because you need...
How clean?
You need... Well, it depends on who you want to be.
Can I give you something really ironic about today?
Yeah.
We're talking about nutrition and diet.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm talking about a clean, healthy way of eating.
And you have...
Do you know what I've got in my bag as a snack today?
McDonald's?
Well, that'd be pretty cold by now. I've got an M&S cookie. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I like cookies.
I love a cookie.
I love a cookie.
It's about 350 calories wise, let's say.
Yeah, mate, that's good.
I did a 13k this morning, thanks to you. I feel like I earned that.
Yeah, you definitely did, yeah.
But how do you feel about eating a cookie in terms of its cleanness?
Well, it's not, is it?
But that's what I mean. So how important is that relative to I'm going to eat 4,000-ish calories today. That's the plan.
Yeah, okay.
So how relevant is that, do you think, in the grand scheme of the diet? How much of an impact is that?
Of a cookie? 0.
About 2.
You've got a pack, haven't you? Pack of 4. Let's pack the 4.
I was just going to keep pushing it.
Yeah, 3. No, I mean 1. Yeah, no. I mean, especially because you like you're burning a lot of calories, so you've got to get calories in somewhere. Like calories are important. Like I said, don't train to eat, just eat. Like you're going to run again tomorrow. Your glycogen stores are going to be topped up.
I'm going to run quite a lot between now and next week. Yeah,
exactly. You got a race next week, so like you're thinking, actually, I can't at any point be low. Because if I'm low, I'm not going to get the quality of session and recovery. It's about the quality. A lot of it is actually avoiding injury.
Yeah.
Because if you haven't got the right amount of this and the right amount of that, you will get injured.
I think it's proof, right, that I eat a lot and never get injured.
Well, there you go then. If you want to stay injury free, eat
4,000 calories a day.
Yeah. But like, you know, there are standard things like 2 grams of protein a day. You know,
2 grams?
Yeah, I'd say like that.
Per day?
Well, if you can.
2 grams?
Yeah.
That's per pound of body weight or something, you mean?
Yeah, per kilo.
There you go. That's the bit that was missing.
Oh, what did I say?
2 grams a day.
Oh, 2 grams a day. 2 grams of protein a day, and that's it. Yeah, per kilo.
Good job. I'm here to clarify for everyone listening today.
Just 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's literally, it can come in different forms. You could have 2 A1 coffees, and that's 40 grams of protein a day.
Yes.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And then that leaves a chicken breast in the evening. Something through the day at lunch, you know, a couple of different bits through the day, couple of like...
How do you feel about red meat in the middle of the day?
Oh, tough.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love a bit of beef, you see.
Hard to digest, though. If you've got nothing after, that's fine.
So I'm eating, so in my example, it's beef in my lunch, like salad or sandwich.
Yeah, okay.
But I train in the morning.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
From them just resting after.
Yeah, because it's just the time it takes to digest.
So if you're an evening trainer, don't have red meat at lunch.
Okay. Because it would just literally sit there for a bit.
Okay.
Because it is long. It just
all these little nuggets, I think, are going to really help people.
Yeah, like I would say, food a day, keep it cleaner. The simpler food, the better. White meats, easy, simple carbs. You know, like what's a complex carb that takes ages to digest? Don't know. I'm trying to think. Couscous isn't great.
What's a potato?
That's pretty good, to be fair.
Okay, good.
Yeah, potatoes get a lot of bad press, really.
It's only because I only eat them when they're deep fat fried.
Yeah, well, this is it. And roasted in like loads of oil.
It just tastes way better.
Yeah, they do, yeah. Trying to think of something that's like really slow to digest. It repeats on you a little bit. Like, things like that. It's like, rice is the king of carbs. Yeah. Amino acid complex is mega. Digests really easy. Like that is if you're going to eat something in the day, that's brilliant.
Okay.
You know, rice and chicken, you cannot really go wrong with.
I thought there was like a glycemic reaction to rice.
There is, but if you're training, obviously you've already got a slightly lower, your glycogen's a bit lower.
Okay.
So you don't get such a buzz. And I'm not saying eat like a mound of rice in the day. A tray of sushi is perfect. A couple of trays of sushi, a few hours apart, pre-training, mega.
There we go.
Yeah.
Top tip from Dan.
There you go.
Sushi for lunch.
Yeah. Do you know Andy Murray, when he became really good, before he came on the scene, he claimed that sushi was the key to how he got really strong, which is not really true because obviously there's no protein. Well, there is. Like there's a little bit, isn't
Limited,
there?
though, isn't
It's
it?
very small. And I was thinking, maybe not true, Andy, but you know, I get it. I get the principle.
It's a support.
Carb up.
Yeah. Support metric.
But yeah, like sushi's great. You know, sushi's a really good one. I guess on the go, like Tesco's, you can buy them better at M&S. M&S is better. Waitrose probably even better. Waitrose,
Not for your bank though. So
not for your bank. No,
balanced
sorry
life,
about that.
guys.
Yeah. But yeah, keep it simple in the day. Definitely.
So we're dialing in cleanliness from 6 weeks. In the race week, then.
Yep.
What are we doing?
Okay, so we talk about. I think we've touched on carb loading before, haven't we?
Well, we talked about carb saving. Do you remember? We
Yeah,
that new
same
concept.
sort of basically principle.
Pretty much, we invented that.
I
Right?
get, yeah, we did.
We can claim that.
So you're training less, so you effectively need to keep the same amount, if not a touch more. Just don't miss it.
Yeah.
You know, and that will then top your glycogen stores up ready for the race. So
Consistent diet that you had the whole time, but less training means you're effectively carb.
Yeah,
saving.
you're going to do and it depends on your race. Like if it's a 5K, it just needs to be pretty sound and normal. You don't want to get there feeling too heavy. If it's a longer race, you can get away with having a bit more because you want to make sure your stores are higher.
Yeah.
Like some dietitians and that talk about having 600 grams of carbohydrates the day before. And that's a lot.
Mm.
I don't know how I would feel.
I'd worry about feeling a bit sluggish.
Yeah, I would.
Heavy.
Yeah. Before marathon, they're like 600 grams of carbs. I mean, and if you're not used to it and you read that information and you have 600 grams of carbohydrates the day before, what's that? That's like there's 60 grams of carbs per 100 grams of rice. I'm sure it's something like that.
Okay.
So, like, that's a lot of rice.
Yeah.
Like 100 grams is what, half a cup maybe?
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing.
That's a lot. That's a huge
couple
of trays
through
of
the
rice.
day, and then they talk about getting liquid carbs on board, and then I'm like, well, how great for you is that the day before getting loads of liquid carbs
That's
on
instant
board?
access, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and it's just like, and I get it, and some athletes might be able to do this. This is the problem. We sometimes aspire to do things we just shouldn't do because we haven't trialed it.
Okay.
So week of more carbs, and then again cutting out things like cut out a bit of gluten, cutting out that fiber,
The sensitivity stuff, yeah.
the stuff that's going to make you feel a bit sensitive the days before. Nutrients are still important, but then a couple of days before, cutting out those greens so you don't have those digestive sort of problems.
You sort of say a few times, it's a case by case, athlete to athlete, right?
Massively.
What's that most surprising thing that you've seen? So when you're tracking an athlete's diet, what's the most surprising thing that you maybe didn't expect to see or you learn from?
What
People are so different, aren't they?
massively different. I mean, you go in the supermarket and how many different foods are there? Yeah, I must buy the same 20 items every week.
Your Tesco club card is basically saying Dan is a creature of habit. Yeah.
Because
doesn't deviate from the path.
I don't really deviate from about 20 odd items of food, which
Yeah.
it might sound boring, but I'm not saying my diet's boring.
Well, your microbiome's going to be dialed in, right?
Well,
He knows what it's dealing with every day.
But like,
You go out for that curry once, you regret it.
I'm not saying my diet's bland. It's just that 20 items is a lot. Like to ingest through the week. I don't know how many items do you eat through the week.
It's not a lot different, mate.
Yeah, it's
I'm
probably
very
not.
much a creature of
but they'll
habit.
be different to my 20. If we
They
had to
would.
write them down, they'd be completely different. And it's like, cool, how different? you
Well, I
know.
like rice cakes and you hate them.
Yeah, because they're just like really processed. They're not great for your gut. Like popcorn is horrendous for your digestive tract.
Not great for your teeth either, actually, but
Popcorn.
get stuck in them, doesn't it?
That's fair, yeah, the little corn.
And the actual corn that
Yeah, that's
you
right.
get one that's not been popped.
But yeah, for your digestive tract, it's terrible.
Okay.
Terrible for your gut. And rice cakes are on the same sort of level because they are popped, aren't they? They are processed.
It's the second time you've told me off for it now, but
But I love them.
they're still in the cupboard, and I'm probably going to pick some up in Aldi this week. I'm sorry. It's a snack that feels tangible, and I've got
And they're
very
low in
little
calories.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
really.
that's
The ones
fair.
that come with caramel on them are a bit great as
But
well.
again, it's like just have a cookie.
I can't have too many. 350 calories, mate. Got to be careful.
Yeah, when a rice
So,
cake's got about 20.
Are there any hacks I can get from you today, Dan? I want to summarise a little bit really by what are those little bits of golden juice around race week that you've given to an athlete before and it's really, really worked?
around race week.
Yeah.
The fibre one's quite big.
Okay.
Just trying to clean things up through race week, making sure that you're eating more simple foods.
What does fibre do that's causing that issue?
Well, just make you a toilet.
Okay.
Yeah, so a couple of days before, you just want to kind of limit that. So in a race, you don't want to have a bowel movement. We're talking longer races.
So you're slowing down a bowel movement cycle?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Oh,
Not like massively, but it basically cleans your digestive tract up a little bit.
Okay.
Because it's obviously fibre is what, makes you go to the toilet.
So removing fibre from the diet.
Yeah.
In what proximity to race?
I'd say 2 days before.
Okay, so that's be
There's no, and you don't have to stress about it. It's not mega. And if you get a little bit in, it's fine because it's
sometimes
it's
unavoidable, right?
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's less. Like people want oats for breakfast. There's quite a lot of oats in fibre, but what would you replace it with? It's quite a drastic difference going from oats to eggs. Do you know what I mean? It's like, And if you're avoiding gluten, you don't really want a gluten-free bread because there's still fibre in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it's kind of like, what do? You just got, it's being sensible. The problem is it's like, it would change for every single person. That's the issue, isn't it?
Yeah, of course
and it's trying to give people the advice, the overarching advice. Like I said, the main advice is literally eat to support your training in life. Don't train to eat. Training to eat is quite dangerous. Like you see people, I don't know, they run 50 miles so they can eat a box of donuts. Brilliant.
That is basically how my brain works, by the way. Yeah.
No, I know, but it's trying to shift that. And
you're looking at me when you think about that question.
No, I was just sort of like to see what your reaction would be. But like, I don't know how fulfilling is a box of donuts.
Mentally, fantastic, but there's no satiation, there's no nutrition.
Once you've done it once, you're over it.
But you feel sick.
Yeah, and you feel sick.
Sick with yourself.
Yeah, sick. Disgusted.
I wouldn't look in the mirror for hours.
Don't look at me.
So I want to sort of summarise today and sort of tease into episode 9 here a little bit, because we're going to talk about wearable technology in episode 9. But do you see, as a sort of final question today then, any value in sort of wearable tech and its impact on nutrition and diet? So things like blood glucose monitors, sweat analyzers, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, massive amounts. Like,
okay,
I swear everybody when they're about 16 should be made to wear a glucose monitor.
Okay.
And I reckon that would change your adult life.
Wow.
Because at 16, I guess, you do it as a collective, as a group. At school, do it as an experiment.
Get it in the curriculum, yeah?
Yeah, literally, like 2 weeks wearing a glucose monitor and being like, this is what happens when I eat sugar. This is what happens when I eat certain foods that don't necessarily agree with my life. Oh, that's high. Why is that high? And then they just sit down and analyse them.
If you're not 16 anymore, Dan, and you're listening to the podcast, can you do it today and get the same advice?
Yeah, of course you can, yeah.
Good, okay.
Yeah, but then there's no one to advise you on what happens. So, like, you might have a spike, but why? You might have a low, but why?
Who could you go and speak to about that?
A dietitian, but then depends on what kind of dietitian, because they might just be a lifestyle dietitian and they'll be like, it's
not
fine.
A sports dietitian.
Not a sports dietitian, yeah.
Do you know any sports dietitians?
Do I know any? No, not really. They don't really exist. I guess it's being a niche, because would they work that much? Probably not.
Wow.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Dietitians, you want a dietitian with some kind of sporting background.
Okay.
So you can definitely find them.
Brilliant.
Like, there's probably a lot around.
Well, we're going to go into the next episode then and talk about all wearable technology, some reviews and how you can use the data. Maybe we'll get a bit more insight and we'll do some research on...
I feel like people should tell us what they use and ask a question on something they don't know about their wearable.
Okay.
Like, why does my Garmin give me a body battery?
Okay. Yeah. So we want sort of adverse questions about the various technologies you guys use, and we'll get them in the podcast. And we'll talk about all the ones that I've used, you've used,
which is a lot.
Your specific feedback on why they're good, bad, or
ugly.
Indifferent. Ugly. Good, bad, or ugly. There we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your time again today, Dan. I've really enjoyed this. I'm sure there's plenty of value in for listeners today, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers.
Yeah.